All right, what up, guys? Today I'm gonna be editing a podcast in Ableton. So if you're ever wondering how to do that, let's jump into it. So I'll start from scratch, but basically first you want to have your vocals in one section and your music in another. That way you can mix them better, organize things a little bit better. And what we're gonna do is we're going to we'll start with a basic audio thing to show you where to put your vocals. So we got our vocals, right? Super long because it's a podcast, so these are going to be way longer than usual. Put one there. You can see it's really stretched out there. Um, so we got one right there. Click, unwarp it, bring this all the way back to the beginning, and then so that's one vocal pattern. Me talking. Now let's bring in someone else talking. Bring that into another audio track. Do the same thing. Unwarp it. Bring it back. And how we're going to time these right here so that they are on the right time together is during our recording. What we do is we take a clap in the beginning. I'll count down. This is something that a lot of podcasters do where you count 3, 2, 1, and then everyone claps. And on that clap is where you would time this part right here, is where you would line up these parts. So we're going to right now go ahead and find that quick clap part that we have in here and line it up.
To help you.
Can't help you, Doug.
1.
Doug, we.
All right, so we got a clap right here, and then the other clap's probably right here. You can see, got me counting down 3, 2, 1. Good, ready? 3, 2, 1. Clap right there. All right, now I want everyone to clap on this last one. Everyone clap. And you can tell your timing after by how we talk and seeing laughs or reactions after. So that looks pretty good. We do a second clap too, just to make sure.
Each other.
3.
What if you all high five each other?
1. I mean, that one wasn't on time because they chose to high five each other instead of clapping, but it still kind of worked out. 1. I mean, you can high five each other.
I'm gonna run up real quick.
Cool. So we got it timed out nice. We have the 2 vocal patterns timed nice, the host and the other people. Next, what we want to do is make sure that the vocals sound good. So what we're going to do for that, and I'll show you what I have open for my DM vocal track. Let's go ahead and look at this rack real quick. So we have an EQ dipping out the lows right here. We have another EQ dipping out the lows. This OTT is not turned on. Probably be turned on if my mic wasn't working as good. We have a compressor on, working with makeup. You can check right here. 2, 1. I'll actually slide these vocals into here so you guys can better see this right now. 3, 2, 1. Got that right there. You can see that. We got a gate. This is just the name of my friend who gave it to me. And what this gate is doing is cutting out the background sounds that are happening. And it's cutting that out when we're not talking.
I'm gonna run up real quick before we get started.
See that right there.
Oh.
We got that because of this threshold right here. The release and attack, I would pay attention to that. That's how it's like kind of smooth and not sounding choppy with that release. And then lastly, we have a de-esser, just for that. It's gonna happen a bunch. You can get like a depopper. You can put other stuff in there. This works for me right here. And what I'll do is I will put this in my Patreon so you guys can download this and just plug and play with your podcasting, hopefully. go ahead and check the info down below, and I'll put it in a link down there so you guys can go and grab that. All right, so that's what I got going for this vocal chain. Everything else is just kind of like an effect here. I'll show you guys like my pit droid, right? So this is like a Star Wars podcast. So for this voice,
all right, now I want everyone to clap on this
last one. Everyone clap on
this last one. Ready?
So that's like my dumb pit droid thing. My evil robots.
All right, now I want everyone to clap on.
There we go. So you can mess with voices, stuff like that in there. I just have a random reverb.
All right, now I want everyone to.
Yeah. So the main important part that you guys are probably going to need is this rack right here, where I just cut out the lows, compress things a little bit, cut things off with a gate threshold, and plug in a de-esser and a de-popper if you want. Same thing applies for this other chain right here that I have in my vocals, and the only thing is I have like their lows getting cut out here. So yeah, boom. And we'll go ahead and pull this up here. I'm going to hit this just so things are normal. Line up these claps again. Boom.
1.
Sweet.
You can high five each other.
You can listen to this.
You can high five each other.
Hey,
You
can
Discord
you.
watch
Can't
things.
help you, Doug.
After this, I'll
Okay.
put it down.
I'm already being two screens in front of you.
Well, this is my character sheet. I'm only using this because I have my high.
Vocals sound pretty good. Next, what we want to do is add in some music. Pay no attention to this. This is it's a podcast I have from another time, but we can take a look at it because you can see how much I chop up and move stuff around. And I'll get into that a little. So we got our vocals right here. We got them lined up on the clap. How are we going to edit this so that we can bring in our vocal stuff, all the other things? Well, let's go in and see the start of the podcast.
Third. Hello there.
Okay, so right there is the beginning of the podcast. I'm going to go ahead and just make a little space right there so I can see that's the start. And I'll get rid of these so you guys can better see what I'm going to be doing here. So I got these little markers up here for the start of my podcast, right? So I'm going to take all of this, just highlight it. You can click one, hold shift, click the other, and just drag it over here until we got the start of the podcast where we want it, right? So right there, boom. And this is extra stuff. You can use that for, hey, if you needed like a laugh or something. No one laughed at a joke that was funny, but they all smiled at it. But hey, audio, you need that. So you can pull that from there. Let's go ahead and drag that to the start of this podcast. And why I have that to the start right here is because in this music section, I have a little intro song for the podcast. And we want to line that up with hello there, right? Because it's nice to have consistency and sound good. So here we go. So we're going to line it up. Hello there. Looks like it needs to be a little bit later.
Hello there. And welcome to Sabers and Sagas. I'm your dungeon.
So got that lined up there. We got our little background
Sabers and Sagas.
sound going.
/ Game Master Rich Riley.
Rich,
we're going to be playing
There
some.
he is.
Yes. Put an echo effect on my voice. Chuck.
Okay, so we got our intro song lined up. We got our other sounds going on in the background. How are we going to chop up this podcast in order to make it sound good, right? Because we got some spaces here. You can see like there's a space right here of dead air.
I think I was listening.
So how would we go ahead and chop up these dead spaces so they're not there? Well, while doing this, it's very important to keep track of where you are cutting off things because you want to do it equally for each one. For instance, we have some dead air right here, right? So we want to make sure in both of these, we are cutting out the dead air and then moving both of these up right there, right? Smooth it out a little bit, and our dead air is
It'd be
gone.
really funny if that was my haiku this time. But,
I think I was
And everything's still on time because when we chop things, we didn't just be like, oh, right, like this is the wrong way to do it, is moving it forward, because now this is off time with this, right? So we don't want to do it that way. How we want to do it is we want to highlight both of our patterns, right? Get in there. If you have multiple ones of these too, let's say we have like 4 people talking right now. Oh my goodness, it's so many. How are we going to do that where we edit each one at the same time? Well, simple. You got them in groups, right? Go to the group up top, highlight that part, delete it, and when you bring all of them forward, make sure, boom, you can hold shift, click, bring it forward, right? So just things to keep in mind while we're editing this podcast. We want to find the dead air space, highlight both of them, get rid of it, and bring it forward right here. Merge it, make it sound nice.
Did you tally the last one?
What do you mean the last one?
See, way quicker, way better. Things are cohesive, smooth. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through this podcast, listen, find these dead air spots, right? And edit this. But here's the case. If you edit things further out, like we did over here, you'll notice if I move these 2 things closer, this end didn't move as well. So that's why it's best to work from the beginning, editing things as you're going, and then move on. But let's say you have a situation where, oh, I had to edit this. I re-listened, and now we got this space. Not a big deal, not a huge deal. Let's go back a little bit to this space right here. We're going to click right there. Click your sample that you need to drag. And it's a little bit more of a pain because now you got to click all the way to the end, shift, click that, zoom back in, and there you go. Now it's cohesive. Everything, all the changes that you've made are going to be moved as well. And now that dead air space
We are going to be.
is gone. So that's how you can get rid of dead air spaces, stuff like that. Let's go ahead and I'll show you. Sometimes people talk ahead, right?
Can I not go first? I am.
So like that sound can be better maybe a little bit before this, right? So we can just move these things around slightly
Dave Riley
and then move these, right?
with my older brother. Dave Riley.
Can I not go first? I am
You-
too stressed
I
to
feel
haiku.
See some talking. We could move that, move this right here.
I am
I feel like
too stressed to haiku.
It's a little choppy, right? So we'll smooth it in. Smooth it. Get it a little closer, more cohesive.
First, I am
I feel like
too stressed to haiku.
The terrible part is someone was freaking out. But there we go. That's how we're gonna edit this going on. And then, hey, let's say right there, I wanna add music, right? So later, I'll know once I'm done editing this, I want to add some tunes right here. Well, cool. I can go down to my music. I got that music going, but let's say I want to maybe have this play or something underneath. So you'll see I have all these
Knocks me full.
different sounds going on through the podcast, acting as fight scenes. Some are really hard to hear because they're really low. But yeah, so while you're editing this, go through, edit the audio, add your music, and one last thing I'll show you is, let's say we want to add a laugh in there. There's my laugh. I'll copy that, and then I'll go back over, and oh, this part was really funny. and deserves a laugh after it. But there's just dead air because instead of laughing, this person smiled, right? So
Which
boom,
means I
we're gonna
cried.
copy and paste this laugh right there, not messing with anything else in here. So we got that going. We got that laugh right after the joke going with these other laughs. While you're checking and making sure everything's okay, check for these dead air spaces. You might have them if you're moving things around. How you can do that is just going through your podcast, scrolling through, looking, and being like, oh crap, that's dead air. I gotta move that. I gotta click this in, go all the way over here, hold shift, and bring this back over. That's how you can check for dead air. You generally want to do that going through the podcast once you're done. And what you want to do is edit the vocals first, going through, taking out the dead air in your vocals. And then after, you want to add in your music. The reasoning behind that is sometimes you'll be chopping things up like this. And every once in a while, you'll chop something up and take the music with you. And it'll mess up, make the editing just a pain. So add in your music and sound effects generally after if you're going to be chopping up things. But yeah, that's about it. Once you're done, you want to size up your audio recording, hit that Command Shift R, and export that recording. As well, just check your master, make sure you're doing like you have a master strip or something. I have a master strip for my recordings that I use. And then sometimes I'll use like Ozone or something to master it even more. Podcasts, you generally don't want to push too much though. But yeah, I hope this helped you out. How I do my podcasting through Ableton. I'll make maybe a more in-depth one here later. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Check out more of my videos and check out my Patreon if you just want to download this project file and just get going on editing your podcasts.